Welcome to another installment of the King's Vault. In today's episode, we are blessed to be here with our special guest. You might have seen him from the shows such as Bob Hart's Abashilla and the recent movie that just came out on Peacock, Honk for Jesus to Save Your Soul. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with none other than my brother, my man, Conphidance. What's up, brother?
Hey, thank you for having me. Yeah.
We are glad you're here, man. Finally, man. Finally, we got you in the studio and, to discuss on this topic, man. So how you been, man?
Man, I'm swagalicious.
So that is really good, man. A lot of people don't know what that is.
Hey, I'm just staying afloat, staying on top, staying grounded like my feet to the ground. I'm staying hot like a cereal bowl. If it don't make sense, it don't make money.
There it is, man. My boy said staying on float without a boat.
What is going on?
Listen. We are glad to have you here, man. We've been trying to plan some time to get together to do this for it's been a year.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a year, but we're glad we're here, man. Today's topic, man, as if you have yet to see, not even see, but listen to our previous episodes, the very first one on values, what do men value, the second one on leadership. We usually have guests on and we discuss about topics and how the male perspective, deals with those topics and how we address it as men. So today's topic, we're going to talk about heartbreak. Everybody goes through it, man.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through it. Some people deal with it different than others. Some people deal with it very poorly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is this. Have you ever been through heartbreak, man?
Too much.
Oh, man.
Too many times. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yes.
That is crazy. I wouldn't say recent, but what's the one that you went through and what's the one that you went through that was really really bad? All of them are bad.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you went through that was life-changing per se to you.
Ooh.
And how did you come out the other end of it?
Man, this is tough. I think Heartbreak was looking forward to getting married, and that didn't go through. And it was tough, man. It was tough, but I think that in the end, having a good support group,
right?
My brother was there, my sister was there, and good Christian friends to just talk to and connect with, and praying and joined the prayer groups, and just slowly it became, I got out of it. Artistically, writing became big for me, and I started to write. But man, with the combination of all those things, it helped me get to a better place, big time.
Wow, that's good. So you you used it, and you not projected per se, but you used that pain and you projected it elsewhere else.
Yeah.
How long did that take you to realize that you can use that pain to do that?
Yeah, as an artist, I always do, because that's kind of how some artists like myself, that's how we vent. We may not go out and scream everywhere or different things, but we would, some people would draw the emotion, some people would write songs, some may just write screenplays and different things. So I channeled that to his writing too, and I think in about less than 6 months, maybe about 4, I really just got more into the writing, and wrote an amazing movie out of it. So
nice.
Yeah, so you will be seeing that turn into a feature at some point. Actually, the first draft was very dark because I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
So it only made sense, but over time, it then developed towards a better movie of what I was trying to say.
Right.
And yeah, it became a movie about tackling mental health.
Wow.
In a black man, or because in men, yes, but especially for blacks, I think sometimes we don't even. It's taboo to talk about what the man is going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's truly true, and that's one of the key reasons why this podcast exists. We want to tackle certain life experience from this perspective of men, especially like you said, Black African American men, especially being from another country, like we both are. For back home, something like that happened. Speak yourself up. So what? That the relationship didn't work out. Go get a next one.
Yeah.
But they don't really talk about. They don't really help us understand the process of it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, your brother, your older brother was there, and so pretty much you had a strong support system. So would you say having a strong support system is very key in overcoming adversities in life?
Yes, 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 definitely. Because you may need somebody to fall back on, or just need some people to talk to.
Right.
And even sometimes I didn't want to go out or go to certain places, and my brother be like, "Nah, let's go. Let's go
Right.
listen to some music. Let's go to this family gathering or
Right.
this event, this graduation party. Just come out and to get your mind out of things."
Right.
So all those little things helped big time, man, big time.
Well, shout out to your brother. Um, so there's a quote I wanted to read you. Right, it says this: "I know my heart will never be the same, but I'm telling myself I will be okay."
That's wow.
What does that quote mean to you?
That's powerful. You know, your heart is broken, so is it gonna be fixed back to become 100%? Most likely not, because that pain is always there. But whatever percentage it comes back to, you'll be fine to survive. And whether it is you're back to 90% reality or 85, it really doesn't matter. But once you're injured, you're injured. Do you fully heal? That's up for speculation.
Right.
But can you fully, completely move with God? Yes. I think you just, it it can change how you move about your life, and that's what I mean about do you fully heal? You understand what happened, and it does make you better. Though I think when you move on to the next relationship or with whatever else you're doing, you're wiser, and so in that sense, you do heal. But I
Right.
don't know if it's 100% you're back to where you were, and maybe you don't want to be back to where you were because
Right.
you just grew in wisdom. So I think physically maybe you're not 100% because you're human and you're feeling some type of pain, but you're wiser, so you're better than who you once were.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Nicely said, man. Nicely said. That deserves an applause right there. So you mentioned something that you say, moving with God. So would you say your faith also kind of helped you and guided you to through it all, right? So because when something like that, especially to that example, or not example, that point that you gave of, almost, getting married and not. And we'll get on to me later. I don't want you to feel like I'm just scolding you because you and I went through the exact same similar thing, right? And um, I'm glad you were there for me when it happened.
And you were there for me too, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, because I heard you say people that was there,
Yeah.
but you didn't talk about
I
me.
didn't say your name.
You didn't talk about me.
No, no,
You know?
I said
Right,
friends.
right.
I just didn't say Dekanda. I said
It's
friends.
okay, it's okay.
Great friends were there. Dekanda was one of them. I said it again. Dekanda was one of them. Dekanda was one of them. Crazy, crazy.
Yay, my name was said.
This life is difficult. King votes.
But listen.
Oh man.
Listen. But yeah, so you said God, right? So your faith helped you see the brighter side of it down the road. Um, Without faith, do you think you could have gotten better from that heartbreak or no?
Ah man. I That's a tough one. I think it would have been extremely difficult because I'll just be blunt, man. I went through depression. Let's just say that,
Wow.
and so to go through depression, I think you have to believe in more than yourself, and more than yourself means faith in something else and faith in God, because more than yourself is spiritual. So I don't think without God I would really be where I was, because you start to understand this is just a phase that you're going through, and it's gonna be okay. Like the quote you read, and I started to even research what depression was.
Wow.
And man, because I've never spent the time, and I started researching, and even around those times, I would hear of different people were committing suicides for this and this and that, and it made me. That's where the movie came from. It made me write about a character going through depression that nobody knows, and man, and it started to grow and become a much better story now. But that it may have been important for me to go through that and to connect with God, so that I would use that as a ministry, to touch somebody else, because we all go through so many things. But I think if you live life just in manly ways, then when you go through something, it's like, then what's the point? But if you have a connection with God and you understand, like, this life is not just yours. You're here for a bigger purpose. You're here for a bigger reason, and there's more outside of this. You just have to go through this hurdle, and you'll be okay. And yeah, man, I'm okay, and doing amazing things, and
Right.
just did a movie where I was hungry for Jesus. So.
There you go. There you go. He did all of that trying to save his.
Yeah.
I got another quote for you. So here's the thing about heartbreaks, and this is actually how the quote starts. So I'm not afraid.
okay.
Yeah, this. It says, "So here's the thing about heartbreaks. No matter how much you try, that peace will never fit the way it did before. So your heart was broken due to a situation that involved romantics, love, and stuff like that. Because the heart was broken, the love will never feel the same before. Do you then find it hard, or do you think it's hard to love again?"
Oh man, it can be. I think 100%, because you're trying to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to you again, and so in doing so, you could make mistakes, man. You could meet somebody that is amazing, but because they just did something that was similar to what that other person did, now you're like, could they be? Could they be? And now you question somebody that is genuinely, doing things the right way. And so, yeah, it can be a tough thing, man, to just go through. I think for me, it became like I invested so much for that to go well, that when that didn't, there was a lot more things that I needed to put my mind to, like my vocation with God. And so it almost seems like I shut down the love side of me, or the relationship aspect, because it's like, okay, I'm not about to invest another years in something right now, so I can focus on something else, and God willing, the right person comes along. But I'm very hesitant to waste my time with certain conversations that may not go the way that I would like it to go. Yeah.
I've heard this saying before, where it says there's a couple of things that's valuable to a man. One of them being time and his peace, right? You don't want to waste your time because you don't want to find yourself in a place where you don't have peace.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, because even the mind knows at some point you just have to, like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. But your heart's like, nah, you can. Go ahead, do it. Your mind, you're like, no. And you said something else there too, whereas you could find somebody who's amazing, and they do, or they say, or they act in a way that reminded you of the past relationship, and then all of a sudden you shut down. So then my next question would be this: would you say it's very important to properly come to an agreement with yourself of pain? Because most men will go through the heartbreak without acknowledging that they were hurt. They will go through the heartbreak without acknowledging the fact that, no, this sucks. I'm in pain. Like you said, you went through depression, or you started feeling depressed. But there came a point where you realize that this is this. Most people or most men are beknown, like it's absolutely beknown unto them. Like
Yeah.
this is not normal. So it sucks, but I'm just gonna keep moving without taking the time and sitting with the pain. Would you say that's important to do as well?
Definitely, because part of healing, or part of some of the steps for depression, is you're in denial with what you're actually going through. So, recovering from it is to accept that you are going through this, and it's okay for you to be in this place in your life, and there is a way out.
Okay.
And so, yeah, you have to accept it in order to get better.
Yeah. So the best way to move forward, for those who are listening, the best way to move forward in situations such as this is to acknowledge the fact that you are hurting, and to acknowledge that I am hurting, and my hurt is because of this thing. Now, no matter if the heartbreak was mutual, no matter, well, the breakup was mutual, then caused a heartbreak, or one person was unfaithful, whatever the case might be, the pain doesn't change.
Yeah.
Pain is still pain.
Yeah.
It could be at a different level, or it could be at a different severity. Severity? I can't say that word. Who cares?
Severity. Yeah.
Severity. You know what I meant. At a different severity.
Yeah.
If it was a pain that was caused by somebody else, but it's still pain. It starts off at same level as level 1, and then it goes up, right? So the scale in which where the pain is still pain, and you got to acknowledge that. Sometimes it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't control what happens. Sometimes you can't control God's plan.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? God has a better plan for us than we can imagine.
Yeah.
So there's that meme, or I don't know when it was released, that but a while back ago. There's a picture where the little girl's holding a teddy bear really tight. He said, "But God, I love it." And then God is like, "No, trust me." And He has a bigger teddy bear behind him.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
sometimes God needs to remove certain people and certain things out of our life to give us that exact same feeling of those people and those things, but it's just in a bigger way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think your story and I think your background is example of that. Right? You needed to go through that to then bring you here today.
Yeah.
Every heartbreak for me, I always look at it as God just shaping and molding my heart to be stronger, to be able to sustain what's going to come to the future.
Yeah.
Right? So whether it be for me personally or for my future wife and my kids, I think that's what we go through. What we go through now,
Yeah. Yeah.
because then you can really explain to your son, hey, this is what this means.
Yeah.
This is that pain, and this pain sucks. And I was saying it was going to get to me, but with me, my heartbreak, it was actually in that same boat, right? Same boat as yours. Plans to get married and everything, but that didn't go through. But for me, it was, man. I remember we were literally a couple of months away from going to get the tuxedos, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I was putting money aside. Yeah.
You was in the lineup, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. So I remember I had to have that call with you. So crazy. I was dreading calling you guys.
Yeah.
I was dreading calling you guys and letting you guys know, because we were part of the group chat.
Yeah.
I think I put it in the group chat first, and I think at the time you were doing a project, so you weren't around your phone at all times. But when you got back in town, you called like on the way on the airport. Yo, I just read your message. What the heck?
Yeah.
You know, and we had that conversation, that long conversation. But yeah, thank you for being there, man. Like, it was one of those things where like I can always count on my family, but to know that you have a group of friends since college who's just there for you to help you that. And some people don't have that, that's why this podcast is also in place, to create that safe space, that safe network of that mindset of, hey, you can come to us, you can come with questions, feel safe. We're not gonna judge, but we are gonna hold you accountable.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We are gonna hold you accountable, because I think as a man, there's a lot of reconstructing of the man's thought that we need to do.
Yeah.
With how the world is going, how society is, going, we just gotta do better. We really got to do better. We got to rise up to the next level, as you know, as the catchphrase for the channel is, you know, rise up to the next level.
Ooh,
Time to do
nice.
better. Yeah. So with Heartbreak, now have you ever been in a position where you're the one that caused the heartbreak?
Oh man.
And ladies, if you want to call in right now, the number is
That is hilarious.
he caused a lot of heartbreaks.
I probably did. I probably did, but I think many of them are, you know, when you're young and sometimes there's no true understanding of something. Like, let's say you are, it's not, you have explained, like, this is not a relationship. You're still sort of talking to different people and trying to figure it out.
Right.
But if someone has it in their minds that it's officially a thing with you two, then anything you did with somebody else is like, whoa, you cheated. It's like,
Right.
no. But I think regardless of how the heartbreak comes, whether it's your fault or not, I think there's pain involved. Whether you caused the pain onto somebody else, or even if you were the reason why the breakup happened or the end of the marriage happened, there's still a painful experience that you have to go through as a man,
Right.
especially if you're trying to do better the next time, because you may have just lost somebody great in your life, and now you have to recover to find another great person to be your partner. You know, that's also a different type of pain. I think mine though, I caused mine though, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
now you know why I caused mine though. Yo,
Yeah.
I prayed to God for a pastor cracked at me. He said, "Be careful what you pray for." I prayed for somebody that was so connected with God that if I was supposed to do something big in life and I was not seeing something,
They will.
and they will, that was the woman I wanted. And I got somebody that said, "Hey, I don't think we should get married right now." I said, "What? I already moved. I already did this. Housing. What exactly do you mean about we should know?" You know what I'm saying? So that's the inside joke. But I mean, like, that was real. I prayed for that. And when I got it, when that happened, it's like, yo, God, this is not really how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be more like if I was supposed to fly to Japan. And they were like, "Hey, honey, I don't think you should go."
fly to Japan.
Yeah, I think you should stay. You know, it wasn't if I'm trying to get married, you just, yeah. But God has a funny way to let you know, I heard your prayer, bro.
Yeah.
I got you.
I got you. But you know what? I think that speaks, and we we laugh, but it speaks to the maturity sideness of it, right? Like, you were mature enough to have the conscious understanding of God's opinion and God's voice matters a lot in my life, even in marriage.
Yeah.
Bruh, mine was the same thing, but the other way around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Where for you, it was God spoke to her and said, hold.
Mm.
Mine was the other way around. So to have that understanding in the unit of, like, what God says goes, is a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
It came with a heartbreak, but there's a bigger blessing in there
Definitely.
to really look at and see. And I know that. And by the way, when we're talking about this, we're not trying to bash the two young ladies. They're very wise, and we respect them to death. You know, they're still amazing people. We're not saying, like, oh, we're better, they hurt our hearts. No, that's not what we're saying. But we're talking about looking from experience of, like, man, we went through this experience. Was it, what, a couple years apart? 2 or 3 years apart.
I hope I didn't jinx yours.
You probably did, man.
Lord, forgive
You probably did. Nah, you didn't jinx mine, man.
Yeah.
But just one of those things was just like, and you were able to, like the conversation we had after it all happened. I knew when you were speaking and how you were, helping me keep my head up. You were speaking from experience, because and your brothers will too play the same role. Or it's like, hey, you need to come out and let's go hang out, let's go do this. let's go pay. I remember a week after it happened, like your brother came by my spot, because same thing, bought a house, got a new car, moved the bank accounts, everything already in one area. Was looking at the health insurance, all these stuff. Like as men, you needed to do to step up and be a provider and be a help to your significant other. Was already in place. It was already in play. I remember your brother came over one day and just like we just ordered wings and watched TV the entire afternoon.
Yeah.
Bro, he didn't end up going home until like 7 a.m. in the morning because we're just
Wow.
laughing and joking.
Wow.
And then we had the the heart to heart man conversation that men need to have. It's okay to feel. The thing is, it's okay to have all these emotions. It's okay to be hurt. It's to think that you have to suffer in silence has now become the norm. Man, it sickens me, man, because it's like how did we get here?
Yeah.
Right? How did we get here to the point where, like, because again, you might not have people like this, but you might. But with us, we were lucky. We have each other. We had our families. We had even our other friends who went to college with us to help us through it. But other people, some people don't have that. Some people are going through this by themselves, even if the heartbreak, even if they caused it, and then like, man, how do I overcome it? Like, I genuinely cared for this person and I messed up, and I caused them pain. For me, it happened, and I almost didn't trust myself again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
yeah.
if I was smart enough, I would have not let this heartbreak happen. Right? So I didn't go into this state of depression, but I went to a stage of questioning myself a lot.
Yeah.
Am I worthy to even find the next one? Right? Because the other one was great.
Yeah.
That's why you fell in love.
Yeah.
The other one was amazing. That's
Yeah.
why you even thought about the possibility of, I'm going to marry this young lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why should I have to find another one when the one I already had was? So I'm saying,
Yeah,
they can only be one her, but that's not what God's plan was or is, right? So God's plan came in place, and all that took place. So heartbreak, the way I dealt with it for me was just to spend more time closer to God, and talk to y'all when as much as I could, and and there was that trip that we took up to Atlanta. That was really amazing. That was I'm telling you, man, that I genuinely needed that trip.
Wow.
I genuinely needed that trip. We had a great time. Anybody wants to challenge us on the dance floor? We're
But this.
Let me stretch. Let me stretch. Oh, they don't know what they're missing out. Nah, but
music and dance heals, man. It's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And just being around your boys and just laughing and joking about it and just calling and checking in, man.
Yeah.
It's one thing. Again, I applaud you and I thank you for doing that. Like, just randomly call, checking in. I'm just checking in, man. You good? Where are you mentally? How you feeling? Let's go to the gym and let's do this. So it wasn't like at that moment I didn't take that as he's nagging me. He just like But I took it as like, all right, no, I understand. Like he genuinely cares, and like even most men don't even have the strength or the courage to even just say I love you back to their other friends.
Yeah,
male friends. It's like,
Yeah.
hey man, I love you and appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
But no, man, we ain't on some of that. Nah,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
because that moment, that love is not representing a sexual thing. It's representing an appreciative thing. Like I appreciate you, and I'm glad and honored to call you as a friend. So
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah, I even think since then, I think even when I notice I used to be hesitant with this, but I had a friend who actually passed around the same time. Hans, may he so rest in peace.
Yeah.
And one thing I learned from Hans was he was very good at 5-second phone calls, and I mean it, 5 to 10 seconds. He would call, yo man, how you doing? I'm just checking in on you. I'm in between rotations. How you feeling, man? Yeah, I'm good. And in 10 seconds, he's gone.
yeah.
And I learned from him that sometimes even if it hits me to text somebody, I'll just send a text, or even online. I may not know somebody, but if it's in my spirit to send them this message, I'll send it to them. Maybe I saw a post that felt like this post says heartbreak, or this post has something that's going on between them spiritually, internally, and in my heart says send write a certain type of comment, I'll make that comment. So I say that to say, even with people that don't have anybody, you always have somebody. You didn't come to this world by yourself.
Right.
So there are people around you, even if it means follow people like you, Dakanda, or myself, follow other people that are strangers. But trust me, you might put online, I'm going through a bad day, and
Yeah.
somebody will reach out, somebody will comment. And if you ever go through depression, there's hotlines that are out there for mental health too. So there's a lot of reliable people that you don't have to go through by yourself.
Yeah.
There's churches nearby.
Yeah.
There's always a community for you to reach out. And since the pandemic, there's even amazing churches you could tune in online,
That is true.
and join various groups and just be in a better place than you are by yourself.
Absolutely. And the one thing for me too is like I remember at the start I acted like it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Nah, heartbreak happens, right? But I remember my cousin was supposed to get married after me. I didn't go to his wedding.
Wow. Because of this?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because that was the time I didn't realize, or am I worthy to even feel that?
Wow.
Let me not say solely because of that. I had some stuff to do with work, but I could have put in a more effort to make it.
Wow.
You know, it was like I had stuff to do with work, and my car actually died. The transmission went out. No, it wasn't. The alternator went out on my car. I remember sitting at the dealership like, I got to be in Miami like in the next day. Like, oh, the part won't be until Monday or Tuesday. I could have been like, nah, give me a rental. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. See what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it until afterwards. So it's like I acted like it wasn't a big deal at first. And so when I really realized, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
This is a heartbreak that is going to take me a while to get over. I'm good now.
Yeah.
And that was because I needed to check myself. I needed to face my own insecure thoughts. I needed to face my own or lack thereof abilities to be a good husband or a good boyfriend, whatever case might be, until you become a husband to some special lucky lady. Because she is gonna be special. But I needed to do that, and then I realized, this actually is a big deal. Really, this heartbreak. It was just that my heart broke.
Man.
And how he's constructing it back, how God is constructing it back and putting it back to pieces, only he knows. But I know it took me a while. And this was like last year. So this year doing better.
Yeah.
As much as I can be. Still some insecure moments, some insecure thoughts. So I'm not even afraid to say that because it's my truth. And that's one thing no one can ever take away from you. Your truth and your word is all that you have, that you can absolutely own, and no one can say that's not true.
Yeah.
Because the shirt you got on, I can take off that shirt and be like, it's mine. I can take it from you. Your car outside, I can just grab your keys and take off. It's mine now.
Yeah.
But your truth, what's here in your vault, in your mind, that's yours. So the better way to treat it is to really look into yourself, like look inward. There's a scripture where Paul says, let us look inward and examine ourselves. And when he says that, it's to get us to really be genuine with ourselves. Like at the end of the day, you mentioned the church, right? At the end of the day, you go to a pastor and tell them this, and that. As a man of God, they are equipped to tell you everything underneath the sun that will make you feel better. But if you yourself are not believing it, if you yourself are not willing to put that to a test, or you can even go to a psychologist or a therapist, or if you get therapy, there are people out there that will help you. There's a company called Better Health. They're not a sponsor, but I want them to be. Cough, cough. I really am working to trying to get, if anybody's listening to this, somebody that works at the Better Help admission community or somebody who's partnership, holla at me. But, no, seriously. But people like BetterHelp, it's online therapy, right? You don't have to do FaceTime or anything like that, but if you choose to, that's available to you. You start talking to a therapist to just, go through your daily routine. And you will find out that it's some of the things that you did while you were in a relationship, how it impacted your mood and your thought process. But once the relationship ended, you're still doing those things and you're still feeling hurt.
Mm. Mm.
So what I mean?
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
just like you were doing the smallest thing with this person that you didn't think it was that big.
Big. Yeah.
But once the relationship ended, you're still continuing with the routine and you're still feeling the hurt.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's been 6 months. Why am I still hurt?
Yeah.
Because you're still doing one of those things that you guys were doing together.
Yeah.
And it's probably something that they introduced, not you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow.
because you cared so much for them, you respected them, you started doing it with them, for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always say, in a relationship, we change who we are to not make the other person happy, but to match that person's greatness. Right?
That's a
like,
good way to put it. Wow.
Yeah, because that person's they got to be great. You yourself in your own right, you're already great as an individual. And then you meet somebody who's great like you. Oh,
Man, that's a good blend.
it's a great blend, right? So we change who we are to match their greatness, because there's that 70-30 rule. Whereas, like, you bring 70 and I bring 30 and we gonna be better together. Right? But in reality, it's like y'all came together to match each other's greatness.
Yeah.
You know, and then that happens, and now you're stuck with these emotions and you're stuck with these feelings. I know I said a lot, but my next question would be, how do you deal with those feelings of feeling lonely?
Oh. Get busy, because the idle mind is the devil's worship. Yeah, yeah, you gotta occupy the mind, and I feel if you are lonely and you question why are you lonely, and I know, yes, the easy question is you miss that person, but you have to go through the phase of what exactly does life look for you in the future? Is that same person, does it still seem like that person fits it? Or what has changed with you now? Like what value system are you looking for to really be truthful to yourself? You can always get your mind into doing other work or working out and different things. But if it comes to your mind so often, then maybe it's time to rethink going back out into the real world again, because maybe you're ready for a relationship, so you have to now tackle going back at this again. What am I looking for? You know, what am I not gonna tolerate? What will I tolerate? And really answer those questions so that when you go back, quote unquote, into the market, you are in a
For
better.
sale. Oh,
Yeah.
basically, now you're for sale. You have discount price.
No. You're not discounted.
You
No.
You lost your value.
Hilarious. Nah, yeah, you got to go back into the market wiser, and because we're human. So even sometimes you heard of like Stockholm syndrome, like you could be lonely for something that's bad for you, and you want that thing that is bad for you, because at that stage your emotions is getting the best of you. But hopefully you can calm yourself down and connect with close friends that are wise, and really make sure that you are ready for what is to come. People always say do activities, do different things, find a new hobby, different things like that. But I think just stay busy with doing things that matter, not just doing dumb stuff, because then you could get into even worse situations that you end up on TMZ upside down on a pole.
TMZ.
Like what is going on? So none of that. But yeah, man, just taking the time to build. It shouldn't be a rush to get back out there. I think make sure you are, because the worst thing you want to do is go back out there and you actually find the right person.
And you hurt them.
You hurt them because you're not fully healed. And not even just hurt them, you miss out on an opportunity with the right person, with another right person, because you just didn't make the right moves, and you brought pain into the relationship instead of bringing in peace, as well. So it's important to take your time to heal, man.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And you said something there that you said to take your time and look for something else. I'm not even gonna lie. There's a short period of time there. I didn't want anything else or anyone else. Let me say anything because they're not objects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want nobody else but her.
Wow. Wow.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
Right? Because I became not accustomed, but I want to say like a fan, but it sounds bad. But I became a fan of everything that she stood for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Now, was she perfect? No, I'm not either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing that you could have told me about this person. I would have been like, oh, really? Let me look at it differently. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It just happened that it had things happen the way it happened. The way we move forward, the way we grow is by accepting and acknowledging. You touched on something else. I should have been paying attention, but I was thinking of jokes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This guy.
No, I'm kidding. No, you touched on going back out there, because you're feeling like you're missing that person so much. You're missing out on something. But I would say if you go back out there too quick, like you said, you will find you'll find somebody worthy to be with. But if you haven't properly healed, you can hurt them.
Yeah.
And that kind of happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
It kind of
wow.
happened to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it kind of happened
Look at
to
this
me,
guy.
Man.
Going out there hurting people.
No,
What?
I did not hurt people.
No,
I
I'm
did not
sorry.
hurt people. I did not hurt people. Hey, man, what are you doing this way?
Just kidding.
Nah,
Yeah,
no, I know.
man,
But
man,
yeah,
man.
it kind of was one of those things where like I wasn't ready to go back out there.
Yeah.
And I kind of forced myself to just to not feel what I was feeling.
Oh, man. Wow.
And you want to know the kicker?
Wow.
The person called it out ahead of time.
Woo, smart.
You're not ready.
Wow.
I ain't gonna tell you I'm not ready. I know myself.
Oh, wow. That is a smart woman. Wow.
You're not ready. I am ready. Okay, we'll see.
Wow.
Didn't last.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, snap. I'm not ready.
Oh.
Man, it sucked.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely sucked. I needed to take the time to reevaluate myself. Because it's also like one of those things where it's like, in the relationship, like I was saying earlier, we kind of change ourselves to match their greatness, but you also got to reevaluate yourself, who you are outside of that relationship, after the relationship. Because the one thing you don't want to do is not take anything from that past relationship. Oh, they hurt me, or I hurt them and they suck and I leave. No. Mm-hmm. I'm 100% sure there's something that you took from your past experiences, and I know for a fact there's something that I took from my past experience.
I took her car. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I said you took like for credit or something.
To buy a house.
The house wasn't yours. The house came after the breakup. So I still heard it.
Hey, I still had the information. I still had the address, so I just put it in. I was approved. Oh, my goodness. No, IRS. I did not do anything like that. So if you're tuning in, I am perfectly clean. Anybody listening, I did not do no
Yo,
such.
somebody from IRS is listening right now, man. Take off them student loans off my account, please.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen. With a straight face, I took her car.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's funny. We can look back and laugh at it now, but when all this happened, there was no laughing. I'll tell you that right now.
It was mud.
There was nobody laughing, man.
Yeah.
Let somebody look at me sideways. You're getting slapped right in there. Right in there. You know?
Oh, my goodness.
But, yeah, man, it sucks, but it's part of life, and I think it's part of, like, growing up, too, man, because You know that phrase, it's better to never have loved than lost, or something like that. I don't know quite how the phrase goes.
It's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved. I think that's it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That one. Um, yeah, because it's at the end of the day, you still experience something with somebody else. You still experience those moments of joy, those moments of like just looking at them and be like, yeah, I'm gonna like I'm definitely gonna end up marrying this girl. Um, but again, things happen the way it happened, and it didn't happen. And what you had in mind didn't happen. God only knows why, but I wouldn't take outside of the heartbreak. I wouldn't take anything away from that experience.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, I would add more time to do other great things that prior to the heartbreak, because I still generally feel like there's a lot that we missed out on that we didn't do.
Yeah.
But that's just me personally. And if she ever gets to listen to this, well,
Yeah.
She probably will.
I'll text her to listen to this episode when it comes out. Hey, I think you should tune in.
You think you should tune in?
It
Remember
would be
what
the
happened to
greatest.
your card? Yeah. It's my confessions.
Okay, don't text mine to tune in. I'm texting yours to tune in. Mine does not need to be part of this conversation.
You were talking about mine? Oh,
Yes.
that's messed up, man. That is messed up.
Oh my
Man,
goodness.
I will text yours too, man. Because you wouldn't believe what I don't say about you. Oh, man. You wonder why the IRS was at your house the other week? No, we know why. You were thinking it was not stolen. We know who has it. It was tooken. It was tooken. It wasn't stolen. It was tooken. Because if you know who had it. It's not stolen. You took it.
This is my confession.
Just when I,
Oh.
just when I thought I had enough, she gonna want to say, "Man, I don't know what to do." I think I gotta tune in for this confession.
Oh.
Listen, I don't know where this podcast is going. I don't know where this episode is going.
Oh man,
but
it's a joy.
This laughter is the
Oh
best
man.
medicine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. But we're coming up to our hour mark already. Any last words? Any words of encouragement like you want to tell somebody out there who is or has dealt with a heartbreak? And we spoke on this perspective in the sense of relationships because it's our experience, but there's a lot of form of heartbreaks. You lose a loved one, a parent, or a sibling, and passed away, or your pet, anything like that, or your car, you lose that, and but yeah, anybody that's going through this right now, just keep your head up, and we got you, man. So yeah, any closing statements, closing words that you want to say?
There is a verse that Psalm 119, verse 105. It says, "Thy word is a lamp to my feet, a light to my path." Psalms 119, 105. And I think that no matter what you're going through, God's word is light to where you are, is light for you to come out of that place that you're in. So be patient, because we live in a world where I want to buy a house at 24. I want to own a business at 27. I want to get married at 30. I want to retire at 50. I want to do all these little things. Hey, you never know, but whenever things happen that feels like it's slowing down the plans that you have, it makes you feel like you're behind.
Right.
And it's like, just be patient. Be patient in where you are. Rely on God, and just know that eventually you'll be where you need to be. And don't feel like you're behind on life. It's okay. Life keeps going.
Right.
And there's no timeline that says you have to do this at this time. You have to do this. But there is a thing that says you have to send me $1,000.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that unless you're African, there is a timeline. Your timeline was 2 years ago. But you are still waiting on this timeline. You have your mother, your cousins, and your aunties still waiting on this timeline here. But for some reason, you are telling people there's no time. I beg, there is a timeline. Nah, I'm kidding.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
genuinely kidding.
Oh, man.
But yes, that is true, and that is a powerful verse to use. That is a powerful verse to use as like a point of reference in a moment of pain, a point of reference, and when you feel like because after a heartbreak, man, you feel like your world is going dark. You genuinely do. I know I did. Feel like my whole world was upside down, man. I lost a good friend, and I lost a best friend. But I gained a better perspective in life, and at the end, her and I still cool friends. So I actually didn't lose a best friend.
Good. Likewise, we're still cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
So it just again it happened the way it did, but yeah, that's a really good one. Your word is a lamp to guide my feet, and a light for my path. Hopefully that path is to the bank to get this $1,000.
Boom.
That you got to send
Send
to
it
us.
to me. Yes. I take Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, all of them.
Western Union too. Don't forget, they were here first. Western Union was here first, but he never gets mentioned anymore. Talking about Cash App. No. The starter of the game was Western Union.
Hey, Western Union, please sponsor this because he's promoting you guys.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Put some respect in the West Sea game, baby.
W.
Okay. It's WC all day.
Oh, wow.
Western Union Cash, dog, it comes quick, man. It comes quick.
What?
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I get really passionate about Western Union.
He sends a lot of money to Congo. You know this because he knows everything about Western Union.
I know when you get discounts. I know when the fees do not apply.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Bro.
Oh my God.
I promise you this wasn't supposed to be a comedic. It's Hey, I'm gonna have a t-shirt that says we rep the union. And the back it says Western.
I'm done. I am out. I am not a part of any gang. I refuse to be part of
No,
this.
not West Side. It just says Western. Oh my God. We rep the union. Well,
Oh, man.
Western.
Oh my goodness. Man. That is actually a pitch for a commercial for Western Union. That really is a pitch. Wow. That is a pitch.
Oh man.
Wow.
You got different blocks. What man? Oh, look at them Venmo looking at little self. The Venmo are the millennials. The PayPal doesn't know where to be at because he reps both sides.
Both sides.
And Cash App, he don't care about what you want. Cash App is sedity because Cash App you can get it any day. And then you got Zelle, who's the kingpin. Zelle made his name up from the block. He just made everything happen.
Yo, hey.
Oh man.
You got it in.
Heartbreak.
Oh man. If they don't call him, it is a heartbreak. After he has worked so hard for this commercial pitch, and he still doesn't get a call.
That'll be another heartbreak. Oh man. Listen, thank you for tuning in again to another episode of The King's Vault, where we have these conversations, again, just to challenge the thought process, challenge the mindset of, our fellow brothers out there who are, dealing with certain stuff, heartbreak, we all go through them. It's just, it can either make you or break you. It changes your perspective on a lot of things, but that doesn't mean you're not valued or loved or appreciated or even wanted, because again, went through that stage in my mind where I'm like, nobody wants me. No, but it's not gonna happen for me. But kept pushing, kept bettering myself, started working out more, started just pretty much really working on myself, and I instead of being sad and mopey, I chose me. Instead of choosing sadness, I chose me, and that right there helped me out. So I think it will do the same thing for our listeners as well too. If you have any questions or any other things that you would like to touch base on, please follow us on all social media platforms. On IG, we're on there as Young Evangelist Ministry, or you can follow me personally, Daniel DeConda at IIGN on Facebook. Same thing with my brother here, Conphidance is on there as well too. And if you want to send him to any, send him some love,
Boom.
go on his pages, repost his movie that he just got, that just came out, Hung for Jesus to Save Your Soul. He dealt through a lot of heartbreak in that movie too.
I'm just dealing with it everywhere.
Nah, but it's a really great movie, man. I urge you all to go watch it on Peacock. You will have a blast. I know I did. But thank y'all for tuning in. And to all my kings out there, stay up, keep your head up. God's got you. We do too. All right? Stay safe.